Hi, it's Gil. It's Burkland Gardens. Today we're going to do a video on Mugo Pines, and it's going to be all about Mugos. So let's get started. We've got a Mugo in front of me. This may be a hybrid, but it's listed as a Mugo, and it's similar to the green penguin and some of the others. It's called Varilla, and it has the two sets of needles. It'll come out with a needle that's longer, and then later on you'll get some growth and it'll have this short needle. And this was a fairly old one. I'd say it's probably at least a 12-year-old one, maybe even 15. So they grow slowly and nice and dense and very, very nice, great color. So we're going to move through and look at a number of Mugos. There'll be gold ones, very miniature ones, and just there's a, you think of Mugos, they're used in a commercial landscape, just a species, but these are the unusual ones that have unusual characteristics. The next Mugo we're going to look at is one with the name Winter Son, and it is a nice bright gold color. We're going to look at several golds today, and this is one of them. I have them in grow bags, and we're going to do a video on grow bags and taking them out, so out of their grow bags and getting them into containers. I'm not going to be doing grow bags anymore. It's just, I just need to kind of keep them in containers. So anyway, you can see the color. The thing about most of the golds, their gold color will come on in the wintertime. So it takes that dormant season, the cold, shorter days to brighten up that gold color. So what a nice tree, and they accept pruning nicely. Then that's a characteristic of the Mugos. So if you want to keep them a little smaller and dense, it's easy to do. You could shear them, but I recommend doing selective pruning, going in and taking out certain branches. In the commercial landscape, they're easy to care for because you can shear them and they'll come back if they have dormant buds on the inside. So our next Mugo, then we've got a couple of them here. So I think I only have 4 of these. I'm just going to get down with the plant. It has the cultivar name. The type is Rada, and it is very slow growing, congested, nice thick branch. Mugo pine. The color's excellent. This one here you could let go, or you could take it out and keep it flatter. It has a little bit of upright, but it's going to be very low growing, short needles. And then one that's very similar to it, and it's more, you see it more in the trade, is one called Jacobson. And I've got a row of them that go right in here. They develop a nice thick branch as well. The color might be a little darker green. The needles are a little bit longer. The buds are prominent. They're prominent in this one, but they're a little bit bigger. So a couple of my very favorite Mugos right here, Rada and Jacobson. And as long as we're right here, Max, let's get a shot of one over here that's very miniature. It's called HB Hortzman. And you can see how small the needles are, how tight the congested the foliage is. Lots of buds. I mean, I'm looking at least 10 buds or so on each coming out for new growth for next year. So again, one of my favorite things to do is just kind of clean out these old needles and keep them clean inside. And these are 3 outstanding Mugos. And let's talk about a subspecies as well. This is Pinus mugo, but a subspecies called uncinata. And correct pronunciation, I always call it paradkissin, or I used to call it parade kissin. I don't know. It's the name I think was put on by Europeans. So anyway, that's the way it sounds, is like parade kissin. So very dense and flat. So these Mugos have similar characteristics, but they're different shades of green, different growth habits, the way they show, their buds. And this one is, I think, just an outstanding plant. So I've got a number of them right in here. Standing next to a Karsten's Winter Gold. Some people just call it Karsten's. And again, it'll get its color in the wintertime, and it's such outstanding color that, and it's been around quite a while as far as in production. So it's one that you will find in the nursery trade, but just a great plant. And you just look down there. Look at the trunk on that one. It is a grafted tree, but has a lot of interest. So got it in a nice cedar wood box, and I have a few of these boxes around. They display the plants nicely. One thing that Dave Helms mentioned to me that, just kind of a thought, that the Mugos do so well in pots, and you can graft them low or graft them high, and they make a nice display in the garden on a patio or in containers. And we just have a video out on container gardening and put things. We're standing in the row that we had that we potted up the videos the other days, or the conifers the other day. So let's move on to another one. We'll get a couple more of the Mugos. On the ground here, we've got a couple of Dave's Choice Mugo Pines, Pinus Mugo, and you can see how nice and dense they are. They all have similarities, these cultivars do, but they have differences that make them appealing. So Dave's Choice might mound up just a tiny more than some of the others, but the color is outstanding. It gets to be a nice sized plant in the garden. You'll expect this one's already close to 12 inches. I have some that are about 18, and but they'll fit that any garden nicely, and again in a container as well. So Dave's Choice, a nice top pick, and let's move on to one of our favorites. We walked up to this little Mugo called Little Delight, and Max goes, "Oh wow!" So it is a wild plant. Look how tight the foliage is on it, and just lots of buds on the inside. I think Bob Fincham might have discovered this one. I'm pretty sure he did. Talks about it and about how many buds they have. So it's one that he found and introduced into the trade. But what a nice plant. I would estimate this to be close to 15 years old, maybe not quite that, but it's an old plant. It's going to stay very miniature, so one of our very favorites. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you enjoy the video, and until next time, thanks, and we'll see you later.